Hello. In this video, I want to first just kind of introduce you to AI and then specifically show you how you could use AI to do something that's called a generative textbook, which I think you might find interesting for yourself personally, but it's also something that you might be able to use with your students. So let's have a look. I'm going to share screen so you can see some of these key ideas. So the first thing you need to know is which GPT you should use. And the one that I really don't want you to use might be the one that you've been using, and that is the original ChatGPT. It's what's called version 3.5. And ChatGPT, it's a company name, it's a trade name. It's not the word for all of these. The word for all of these would be just GPT. So anyway, ChatGPT, the original, bad, really bad. It's outdated, it's biased, it hallucinates, which means it just makes up a lot of stuff. And it has an odd tone when it writes. Do not bother with it. Do not use it anymore. And if you would, tell everyone you know not to use it anymore. There are new models that are 4.0 models, and they are literally 10 times more advanced. It's the difference between having an unreliable assistant who is a high school sophomore and an unreliable assistant who is a graduate student, maybe a PhD student. Either way, they're going to be kind of unreliable, just a little bit. But these 4.0 models are so much better. There's one that a lot of people love, and I love it too, that's called Claude AI. And that's one that I'm kind of not recommending because it costs $20 a month. Now, if you are using AI a lot and you're just really into it, it's worth the money. But I think if you're still kind of getting started, that there are equally good versions that you can get for free. And so let's look at those. So there are three of them. And I would recommend probably using at least two, if not all three of them, because some are going to be better for one thing, some for another. It's just kind of, I think you'll enjoy it more if you kind of play around with different ones. So the first one that I recommend most highly is Microsoft Copilot, which used to be called Bing Chat. I like it because it's free. It cites its sources. And the most important thing, the reason it's at the top of my list, is because if you log in with your Bobcat email, Georgia College will provide privacy protection for you. And you'll see it'll say privacy protected. It'll be the Georgia College logo. That's the thing that I like best about this one. My second highest rated would be the new one from OpenAI. OpenAI is who did the original ChatGPT, but now they have what's called GPT-4o. It's little o, not the number 0. Weird. But I think it's actually a little better than Microsoft Copilot, but it doesn't have the privacy protection. I'm not sure how much the privacy protection matters. If you're using like TikTok, way worse than any of these. But this GPT-4o is, for now, free. I bet it's going to be free for several months at least. It's also connected to the internet. It cites its sources. It's really good. It's the best of the best at the moment. If you use it for a long period of time, like if you're prompting it a whole lot, you'll see at the top, it'll switch back to the 3.5 version. So it's kind of limited in how much you can use it in an hour, say, or over a period. So I also pay for this one because then I can use it as much as I want and it never reverts to the bad 3.0 version or 3.5 version. And then the third one that I would recommend is Gemini. It's the one from Google. It's very good. It's free for 2 months, and then you have to start paying for it. So you'd have to maybe pay attention, make sure they don't keep charging you after the 2-month period. When I do something that's a free trial like this, I always make sure to go into my calendar and put a little reminder myself, like, remember to cancel this if you don't still love it. So those are the ones that I would recommend. And again, it doesn't hurt to have 2 or even 3 of them and just play. I also wanted to recommend an AI search engine. It's called Perplexity AI, and it's great for answering questions. It's not that great at generating things. The ones I just told you about are good for like creating things. Perplexity AI is more of a search engine, but I would say just use it for a week in place of your regular Google searches and just see what you think. I feel like the Google search is better if you're looking for specific websites, and Perplexity is better if what you're really doing is asking a question. Okay, so now you know which GPT to use. Now you need a prompt. A great prompt is essential, because imagine if I just said to you, write me a lesson plan. You couldn't, like, you don't know, if you're writing it for me, you don't know what level students I'm working with, what topic we're addressing this week, what their needs are. You got nothing. You can't. You need to give it context and specifics. And that is true with GPT as well. Again, you have to imagine it, it's an assistant, and you're asking it to do something, asking your assistant to do something. So I always try to kind of run through my head, or the who, what, when, where, how, and why. What is it that I want? What is the criteria for quality that I'm looking for? And so forth.